Good evening, Entertainment Daily lovers. Welcome back. And it's been a minute since we've been live. But God willing, we will try our best to see if we can come back as consistent as we used to, breaking the news here for you. So, in this particular topic, you've already seen the thumbnail and all of that, so you already know or have a clue. But if you don't, just sit down, relax. This is a true life story, and a content creator called Angela nwosu decided she's going to share her story. And the reason why we're even reacting to this particular one is how some persons are reacting to this. And this is the reason why most people will never come online or even just talk to somebody else about whatever they're going through because of the judgment, the mockery, the victim blaming. It is something that we constantly see happening all the time, and that's not right. When somebody is telling their story, don't jump and say, oh, maybe you did something, or what if you didn't do this? What if you didn't do that? That is not nice. When you keep doing that, then more people will not want to come out and tell their stories. But anyways, that being said, I want to quickly check our sound and then we'll get right into the conversation. I decided to use the photograph that Angela used so you can see her words right there. Not my words, these are her words. She said the traumatic way she lost her virginity, the traumatic way her mother took her virginity, and her father was right there. So let me check our sound to make sure that our sound is good, and then we're going to get right into this reaction. Okay, I know that most of you you've been looking out to see when I'm going to come live, so I know I'm not going to have a lot of people here. But please, if you see this notification, watch, drop your comments, and if there's any other topic you want me to cover, drop it in the comment section also. Okay, so thank you so very much, and let me quickly go over and find Angela's video, and we're going to listen and react to it. So I want to play so we will hear from the horse's mouth. Okay, where did she post it on? She posted it on her Angie Nation, right? Yeah. Okay, so let me quickly go, let me quickly go down. Let me mute those where she's dancing with her kids and all of that. So right now it's about 3 or 4 parts, but I wanted to start from where she started telling the story, like fully, okay, and then we will continue. So where's that video? Okay, so she titled this one the most traumatic way I lost my virginity in the hands of my mother, part 1. So that's how she titled it. So let me go into this video. Okay. Yeah, I've not made it public. I've not told anybody. The only two people that knows this, my mother and my husband. Yeah, how I lost my virginity. My mother took the virginity from me. And this is what happened. Before I explain what happened, before I tell the story, yeah, I don't care if you judge me or not. I know a lot of people start saying, ah, she's your mother, no matter what, she carried you for 9 months. If she hated you, she would have removed you. I wish she actually removed me then, because what I went through, I don't understand. And up to today, I don't still understand. And I'm going to be pausing when she says certain things. I'm going to pause and we're going to just explain more. Okay. Now, when she said that she knows that people are going to say that if her mother hated her that much, her mother, would have aborted her, right? Removed the pregnancy and not had her. And she followed up by saying she wished that her mother would have. First, you have to understand how deep a wound will cut that somebody will wish they were not born. There are certain things that will be done to you that you can actually look at and like, okay, it is what it is. But when somebody is telling you that they wish they were not born, know that that actually cuts deep. If you want to judge me, judge me. I have daughters, I have children that I don't even, I need to train them right. I don't want to end up like my mother. I don't want to do to them what my mother did to me. Do you understand? I can't even scold my daughter even when she's wrong. Every time I try to scold her, I have this fear. I have this anxiety. If I spank her, I have to go and beg her. I have to tell her, I'm sorry, give me a hug. Because I don't want to be like my mother. So if you want to judge me, please, by all means, go ahead and judge me. I don't. This that she just said is something that a lot of people can also relate to, where you will hear men and women saying, I don't want to be like my mother, I don't want to be like my father, because they were probably too harsh. And you will see people making conscious decisions, like they are so conscious of everything they're doing with their children because it keeps ringing in their brain, and because all their traumatic experience with their parents at the hands of their parents never explained anything, parents never apologized or nothing, so it stays there with them, and they try to make sure not to turn out like their parents. But do you know one thing? Most times things that people are afraid of, when you say I don't want to turn up, if you're not careful to heal properly, you might end up like that same thing you're trying to avoid. So people should allow her to vent and see if she can heal.
Okay. Call me names because everybody's thinking now that we are old. Everybody's saying, don't share your story, don't talk, don't talk. You hurt your mother, how will she feel? How will the community see her? This and that. What of the daughter? What of me? What of that inner child that wants to heal? And you don't understand. Okay, let me tell you the story. So growing up, I've always liked boys. No doubt. I've always liked boys. I never liked the company of girls. I've always wanted to be around boys. I just don't know. But I've always wanted to be around boys. And you know, us millennials growing up back then, you realize that you remember that whenever you are always navigating towards boys, your mother will automatically think that they will pregnant you. I have to bag a female book, you put a female, you put a female, boom, you know, those kind of things. And then, even at that, a lot of people still got pregnant at that period. But so they were getting reports about me that I was always doing boys, I was always visiting boys, I was always, I'm quite all right. I had one male friend then, my age mate. They had sisters too, they were the same age grade with me. So sometimes they'll send me on an errand, I'll branch to their house. I was 14. I was 14. Yeah. So one time, and she heard the reports, I think from one of my siblings, that I had gone there. And then when I came back, she asked me what the boy and I did. And I explained to her, see what we did. We were just watching television and we were just nothing else. We were talking, watching. She said it's not true that boy touched. I said, no. The next thing he was and slapped me. I said nothing, and then I was trying to wage when she tries to hit me, I will wage it. When she tries, so she started holding her hand. She said, "Yeah, you are fighting me. Yeah, so, oh my God, so you have grown to the age of your father, and let your father come back." And we tell, I started thinking, what did I do? Then when my father came back, I don't know what she told my father. She escalated the whole thing to my father that I had slept with the boy, this and that. I had not. I did not do anything with the boy. The next thing, both of them. My father was, if you see the punch, the kind of like you cannot give a 14-year-old child that.
Now, imagine how old Angela is right now. I think Angela is at least in her 30s or something like that. And imagine how she retelling the story. According to her, she was what, 14? So 14 to her 30s is how many years already gone? And some person still feels like she should not tell the story. Or when you are always looking at all the image, you're protecting all of the things that you should not be protecting, and not caring about how this person, because you could tell that even though it's been so many years down, she still feels the heat. Like, as she's telling the story, she's telling it like it just happened today or it just happened yesterday, like the wound is still so fresh. So I don't think people should be saying statements like, oh, don't tell the story, oh, keep it to yourself. But let people share their story. If that's how their healing is going to come, allow people to just share.
My trooper called everything that I felt on God. I couldn't hold myself. And next thing I started comparing to myself, okay. She was pushing me to talk, to talk. I started thinking, because then I was reading a lot of news and poems, right? I hadn't had sex before, but at least I knew what it was about. I knew how to do it. So I started explaining to her. I told her, okay, no, the boy just told me to lie down. And now the boy now pretended on top of me. She said, the boy removed it. I said, no. She said, straight. I said, okay, yes, yes, remove my fan. And she told me to remove it as the boy. I had to pull, because I was wearing a gown. So I had to pull off the gown and I removed, I was wearing a dress and I removed my fan. I said, like, she said, I spread your leg like that. Even my, and then I tried to struggle. My father placed his leg over my chest. I couldn't move. And the next day she went into the kitchen. She brought steam kimero pepper, mixed it with kerosene. So I was expecting, I was breathing myself. I closed my eyes. I thought she was going to put it on my face because I was already getting used to the kerosene on the nose and the face. The next thing she did, prior to that, she was always putting pepper on my private, but on the surface, she had never gone deeper, always on the surface. So
And I don't even know why some persons are shocked that this is like a normal story. You see this putting of pepper on the surface, that is a story that a lot of people can relate to. So when some people are saying, "Oh, are you sure this is that this?" It is. These are things that in those days were done to all in the name of protecting, you know, the kids. But I think it was extreme. This is another reason why let people tell their stories. It is their story. Let them tell their story. If that is going to make them feel better, allow people to vent.
I didn't expect it that day. So I was closing my mouth and then she stood in between my leg and put it and then went on her knees. Like she went to my father's leg was on my chest, holding me down. And then she took the pepper and the and then she took it, put her hand. I was screaming for help. I was screaming. I looked up. I saw my other sister standing, like putting her hand, standing and looking at me. My siblings all gathered. My siblings all gathered. And they were staring at me. My mom put something and she was put a straight feeling pain. And then she went deep and she broke my hymen. She broke my hymen and she put her hands like she's inserted her hands so deep into my vagina. And then the pain made me numb. All the pain, all the blood, all the things on my face, I was feeling those ones. It was so painful that I only heard my younger brother, my immediate younger brother, I still remember his voice when he said, "Only a book on here. Maybe people want to alive this girl. It's too much. People want to alive her." And then
And you see, also, this is where she said the younger one, while this was happening, her younger one was the one that now made the statement saying that you people are going to kill her. That's always a normal thing because there's always one person in the family that, no matter what, would say something, and before the parents will move or anything, that person will run away. A lot of people went through hell at the hands of their parents. Okay, parents did unthinkable to their children, and because they did not explain why, they never apologized for the things they did. These children grew up carrying those trauma, and a lot of them, it did not turn out well for them. So when people are saying, "Oh, are you sure this happened? Are you sure that happened?" Will somebody just wake up one morning and come and be telling you a story about their father, their mother, their family member, or something? You know, nobody is that crazy that will just open their mouth and start saying things like that. If somebody is telling you, "Oh, this is what the parent did," it means that is what was done. If somebody is crazy or you've proven that the person is a liar, and then you can say, "Oh, okay, that's not true," right?
showed him to get out of here because he was small, you know. He's my immediate younger brother. And they are all watching. She kept pushing the pants. She kept like she wanted the kerosene and the Cameroon pockets to enter. I don't know if she wanted to put it inside my room. She kept putting. She knew when she put her hands, she knew that I was still a virgin. She knew that what she was accusing me of, I didn't do it. She could have stopped at that moment, but she did not. She continued going. She continued going. Continued going. I was thinking that it's not everything. And I just had a
And this is very true. Although some persons might argue that, well, how is she going to know how? No, she knows. The moment that happened, she knew it. And that was when they could have stopped, picked her up, taken her to the hospital, got her cleaned up, but I don't know, whatever, then apologize to her, you know, apologize because she would have known exactly as she's explaining it. Once the mother did that, the mother would have known that she had actually wronged her child. But for her to carry on like nothing happened, and you will hear the things that she said her mother kept saying to her in the part two, you can tell that this was just, it was not just about punishment or anything, it was about something more, you know. It was, this was not just punishment.
they left me there. And I remember just laying down there telling myself, what I hate this woman. God, come and take my life. and then I called her. She went and washed her hand. And she back and called me nwosu, which means dead body and the carrier of dead body. And then I told her, I looked at her. I told her, I just feel like I just feel like unaliving myself. And she looked at me and said, go ahead, unalive yourself. I brought you into this world. If you mind, I will bury you. In Igbo, she said, this way I want. Jen one now, you have whatever. In one, in the end, after all, I'm going to see. I gave that to six of you, so if you go, I'll work with you. And I laid down there and I said, you knew, and I did not give it to anybody. I didn't give it to anybody. It's okay. I asked for that sister. She didn't. Okay, yes, I was stubborn. In fact, I was the most stubborn child on earth. No problem.
Now, here again is where you can see victim blaming play out. She has been blamed so much for the ill treatment her parents gave her. That's why she's now justifying the wickedness that the parents exhibited. This was wickedness. That, yeah, I was stubborn, I was stubborn. There are other ways that stubborn children were also punished, not this wicked way of penetration with pepper and kerosene. Do you know what kerosene is? Like, she could have caused so much harm to this young child that her future would have just had K-leg. Let's just put it that way.
I accepted for years. At least with this gift, I was so cute. I was so ashamed of myself. I told myself that it was my fault. I blamed myself. And after that, the funny thing is that they said they were training me. I became the wildest. I became the wild cat. I started running out from the house. Sometimes I would run away from home. And
Again, this is why extreme punishment is not good. When you use extreme punishment on your children, then you're actually proving to them that there is nothing else out there to be afraid of. Because so many times you must have disciplined them to the point where that is so close that they can feel it, they can smell it, they're almost crossing over. And most times, when all of this wickedness is done to little children or young ones, she was 14, right? When this particular incident, it doesn't mean that they've not been beating her before she got to 14 years old. They would leave the children there. They would not beat them and then care for them or anything. They leave them there on the floor. So that's why her mom would, she said, I feel like unaliving myself. And the mother responded, go ahead and do it. I have more. And that's what you will always hear. Go ahead and do it. I have more kids. I won't bother. So by the time you get to certain age, it becomes whatever anybody wants. You just ask yourself, what is the worst thing anybody can do? The worst thing at that point in your life is just you being unalived. And sometimes you feel like that is even peace because you're not going to go through the suffering and all of that. So again, I say people should allow Angela to tell her story, and any other woman or man out there that has a story to share, allow them to share their story.
they'll bring me back. I did a lot of unimaginable things because I
Hide
told
yours
myself,
if you want.
what is left? She took the virginity from me. What's more? What's more? I've tried to talk to her about this so many times. I've tried to call her. I've tried to talk to her. She doesn't want to talk about it. Each time I bring it up, she'll say, "Oh, Sukanda, so now she'll train me that that she made me who I am. I said she didn't make me who I am. You messed me up. You messed me up. You completely destroyed me. You broke me because everybody will say, maybe you were stubborn, you deserve the treatment. I said, I was stubborn, maybe I deserve the treatment, but what happened after I grew, after I became an adult? What now happened?
She did not deserve the treatment. She was only 14. At 14, emotions and everything is running wild and all of that. It's starting kerosene, chemicals, and pepper and all of those things, and beating and belts and metals and all of this dangerous way of punishment does not and will not help to fix a child that you perceive to be a stubborn child. That's a wrong and nonsense notion that people have in their head that, oh, all of this you deserve. No, she did not deserve it. She was a child. If you knew you could not raise a child, don't have them. If you can raise children, don't have them. If you know you don't have the patience, don't have them. If you know you don't have the patience, don't. You know.
But she did not. She continued going. She continued. I just feel like when I thought. And after that, the funny thing is that they said they were training me. I became the wildest. I became a wild cat. I started running out of the house. Sometimes I would run away from home, and they would bring me back. I did a lot of unimaginable things that I did myself. What is that? She took the virginity from me. What's more? What's more? I've tried to talk to her about this so many times. I've tried to call her. I've tried to talk to her. She doesn't want to talk about it. Each time I bring it up, she'll say, "Oh, she can't now." So now she trained me that
And this is even more painful than that thing that was done to her that day. The fact that she's trying to have this conversation with her parent or with the mom that she feels like, because even though the father was there holding her down, I feel like the father is as guilty as the mother. But if you notice in her telling the story, she focused more on her mother, but both of them are as guilty. Okay, you know, the father could have stopped it at any point, said, let's use another means of discipline and all of that, but not that way. But instead, he held his daughter down and allowed his wife to do what his wife did to his daughter. So both of them are as guilty. But the fact that the mother will not even sit down for 5 minutes and hear how this child felt and how this affected the child is really, really disgusting.
she made me who I am. I said she didn't make me who I am. You messed me up. You messed me up. You probably destroyed me. You broke me. Because everybody will say, maybe you were stubborn, you deserve the treatment. I said, I was stubborn, maybe I deserve the treatment, but what happened after I grew, after I became an adult? What now happened? What now happened? Let me tell you. I grew up, I became an adult, right? One would think that, okay, she doesn't have control over me anymore. And gotten to the age where I'll do what I want, say what I want, go wherever I want, you know? Okay, now, why do you still hate me so much, even now that I am an adult? Why do you hate me so much? I ask her all the time. I don't have closure. I don't know how to heal. I don't know how to communicate with her. I don't know how it feels to have like to sit down and have a one-on-one talk. Everything I learned today, everything I learned today were things I picked up as I was growing up, and the ones I learned from my husband. Do you understand? So growing up, I got pregnant. You don't care. You do not show any interest. Every time I feel like this, I go on, I pick up my phone and I block her. And after some time, I start feeling guilty. Oh, maybe she was training me. Oh, maybe my high meant that she broke my virginity. Maybe I deserve it. No, unblock her. She's your mother. I mean, unblock her. The answer, but she says,
You can imagine. Just listen to this, the words that just for the man. Some parents are just wicked. That's just it. Because when you see how some parents treat their own children, their own flesh and blood, you will know how wicked some parents are. And if you see the deep wound, until you sit down and really talk with people, if you're the type that you're not always, everything doesn't revolve around you, you listen to other people talk, you can feel the pain that people are carrying around. And some parents are still nonchalant about the whole situation. They act like it is not even, it is not it's not a big deal. Do you understand? But the kids are really hurt. Imagine she going to the extent of blocking her mom and things like that, and then calls back and then you need money and all of that. The fact that the mother is even receiving money from her and eating itself. Some kind of money one they chop, you go chop or no. because you will not even have 5 minutes conversation, at least for her to have a closure, for her to understand why you did. You could say, it was out of ignorance. That's the only way we knew how to discipline children, do this. Just explain something that she will be able to go back and understand that you don't hate her. She's been asking, why do you hate this one? You don't want to look how you turned out. Look, how she turned out has nothing to do with you, because if she had turned out to be a horrible person, a criminal or something, you wouldn't have said that the beating you were giving up made her to turn out that way. So now that she turned out good for herself, don't try to claim look how I raised you. Had nothing to do with how you raised. If anything, this type of raising of children actually make them to go wild. And this is exactly what she said. She ran out of the home so many times. Why do you think she was running away from you people? Because she felt more safe out there. That was more dangerous than feeling safe with her own parents. The parents are failures. The parents they failed her. Now let's go into the part two.
So, after that prepared the virginity incident, right? I I developed a very nasty odor, very horrible odor, because then I was 14, and so my mother had taken Cameroon pepper mixed with kerosene and inserted deeply, deeply, deeply into my body. So it took every day I would feel the discharge, I would feel the pepper discharge, and I would still feel the body sensation. And I got so hot out there.
You can imagine.
And I got injured. The injury grew to some sort of very nasty odor. And I didn't know what to do. I was 14. I didn't know how to treat myself. I didn't know medication to take. I was just cleaning it as like anytime I shower, I'll clean it. And I perceived it. I knew the odor was there. I was feeling it. And then one day she asked me to bring her water. One day she asked me to bring her water. She was eating. So I brought water, like with a stainless cup. I brought water. I held it. And really, I got close to her. She did like this. They're gonna kiss you. I'm gonna see far. Like, look at how you are smelling. Are you the one smelling like this? And I just stood there looking at her. The next thing, she called my other sister. My other sister was in the other room. She called her, shouted out her name. That one came. She said, come. She said, like my sister should perceive me. So to make sure she's not the only one perceiving this in my other sister. Those of you that are saying I'm the first child, no, I'm not the first child. I have an elder sister, right? That be pampered, very much pampered. Trust me. So my other sister came and they did like this on me. Hey Angela, can you see? So,
I feel like her siblings too were another one. Like in most homes where children were treated certain ways, siblings used to bond together. Where sometimes you're coming back home and they're like, giving you the sign of don't come into the house. There's a punishment waiting for you. But the fact that her siblings are like part of they are also accomplices, like they're in support of the parents. Okay, if they're afraid that you say something, sometimes they say something, they throw a shoe at you, you get it on your head or on your back, but you still said what you said. You understand? Trying to stand up for your sibling, but the sibling coming up saying, like the mother. Meanwhile, when they were doing what they were doing to her, these same siblings were standing right there, saw what they saw. Why couldn't Angela's elder sister say to the mother that, have you thought about it? Maybe it could have been what you did that is making her to have this that you're talking about. Instead, you're like, I don't blame some people that don't associate. When they grow up, they don't associate with their family. They're not so close with their family. They don't care. They don't give a hoot. Whatever is happening, they're just like numb, like neutral. Like they don't care. Like it's not.
oh God, I just stood there. I just stood there. And she collected the water from me and told me to get out. I should not come closer again. And I'm smelling. I should go and shower. She now said, as I was going, she called me back. She said, do I even shower? How do I shower? I told her that I'm showering. That the thing that she did to me, that she's that thing that she did to my vagina, that the thing that's caused so much injury there, and that's what is smelling. It does not enter there, so that's why you want to smell it. And you're trying to, everything she said is still here in my head. And she said, come on, Zuzu, save us, Zuzu, what's this up? If that I have body odor. I don't know how to shower. This is my age. I don't know how to shower. That's why I'm not using what she did as an excuse. And my other sister started laughing. My other sister started laughing. So I went back into the washroom. I took sponge. I washed myself. I washed and I was praying, please, God, please let this one not smell. Let this one not smell like this. Because I was still going to school. And that time it was vacation period, right? So I was praying, let the smell end with the vacation. But unfortunately it didn't. We started school. I had to go to school. I had to go to
Imagine how school, you know how school is, how school children are, how they would tease and bully and all of that. To think that it was her own parents that actually cost her what she will now be bullied and people will laugh and it some families not it.
school with the smell. Then they made me the health prefect. So imagine the health prefect with that kind of order. It was one girl. Our people that went to the same secondary school with me will remember the girl. I went to the international college, right? So her name is Chiamaka Kemi Wilfred. Chiamaka Kemi Wilfred. I'll never forget. She was my seatmate, and she was the senior prefect, female, head girl. That's what we call them, then head girl. So every time I would go to school, I would just sit on my corner. I wasn't good. But she was perceiving it, and one day she told me that this odor coming out of me is not good. That maybe I am infected with something that I don't know. That I should talk to my parents, let them do it. Then I started crying.
The
I
parents that
started
cost it.
crying then. God, I started crying. And then I told her, please let me come and stay with you people because her mother was living abroad. So the mother rented an apartment for just her and her sibling. She was the last born. She had big sisters. I said, if it's made, let me be doing. I was always running away from home. That time I ran away. Where did I not sleep? I was sleeping outside. Sometimes school would want to finish me, I would go back home. Sometimes all those OPC will catch me and take me back home. But it don't happen to me for this life. Sometimes I even take people's things. I even just to eat. Just I
What kind of parent sleeps at home knowing that their child is not home? What kind of parent sees their child acting this way and not even bother to sit down one day to talk to this child to find out why the child is so troubled, why the child keeps running away from home, why the child chooses to face all the dangers that are out there instead of being home with so-called family?
everything I don't do for this life, everything I don't do, then the girl told me that I should not worry. I should talk to her other sister. Luckily, she came to school the day that brought some medication that I don't even know the name. I didn't even know the name. And gave me. And then I eat it, I started taking it every day, every day, until the smell left, until the odor left. That was how I got myself. Yeah. Okay, for those of you that come and start saying you were too rebellious, you wanted to bring your mother shame, you deserved everything she did, that was why she did it. What of now that I have grown? Now that I'm an adult? What of now that I've grown? Let me tell you one incident. I met my husband and I told my mom that, see, my husband is amazing. I have this husband that is the best. You see what he's doing for me. He doesn't allow me to do chores. He pampers me. He brings me breakfast on the bed. And she was like, ah, wow. So he doesn't allow you cook and wash plate. I said, no. She was so happy for me. She said, don't worry, I'm going to call him right now to thank him. And then I ended the call. So as I ended the call, I heard the door. It was my husband. I ran out to tell my husband, see who I just finished talking to, only for his own phone to start ringing. And he showed me my mom. I said, yes, yes, pick. She wants to appreciate you. Pick, put it on speaker. He picked the call. My mom called him and said, Nnemeka Imakwife, which means Nnemeka, do you have sense at all? Why are you not letting Angela cook? Why are you not letting Angela clean? Why are you spoiling Angela? Why are you
This is just pure wickedness, and this is not me judging someone's parent, but let's call a spade a spade. This is pure wickedness. Okay, you did all what you did because you were afraid that this child was going to bring shame to the family. She's now finally married. People are saying the man she got married to is actually a good man. So tell me now, Why is she still, your daughter just told you that this person, that's like the prayer of a lot of parents, right? That their children should get married to good men and good women, right? But instead, you are calling and asking him if he has
Like on
sense.
social media all the time. She was asking my husband. Then I stood. I started shaking. She said, let her do all these things. She's a woman. You are spoiling her. Let her do these things. Let her. Anyone she refuses to do, you beat her very well. Put her in her place. In fact, as I'm talking to you, if Media end this phone, seize that phone. Seize her phone. Hey, God, my husband was like, what are you? I can't do this to your own child. I can't do this to your daughter. I love her. I can't treat a human being like this. My mother insisted, and he said, "Let me call you back." And then he go. I said, "Simon, no, I'll call her. I'll confront her." I called her and confronted her. Immediately, I told her, "I was there when you were. Why are you like this? Why do you hate me so much? I was there. Why you do like this? This woman." She ended the call. So as she ended the call, she didn't talk to us again. We just stayed on our own, and then one day I blocked her. One day I carried my two left legs again and blocked her. And my husband opened a new business that time. He had an office. He was looking for somebody to work for him.
Imagine she hearing all of those things her own mother said to her husband, and she confronted her mother. Her mother could not even like nobody should be making excuses for Angela's mother or father. Like, who does that? Your child tells you something good about the person, the partner that your child has. Instead of you to be happy, go on your knees, thank God. If Najuju they serve, whatever you they do, just be happy and grateful that your child found a good partner in life. So you know that your child will be well taken care of wherever she is and life goes on. But you said what you said. Your child called you later to say, I heard you because I was there and the phone was on speaker. And all the mother could do was end the call. And people are still saying, protect me. In what nonsense image are you? I don't understand. A lot of you are going to hell. On a plenty will go hellfire. Because if you see somebody is doing something wrong, it doesn't matter if it's your mother, your father, your brother, your twin. Call a spade a spade. When somebody is wicked, say it the way it is. Do not sugarcoat it. I always say this. Don't cover for anybody that is wicked. If somebody does something good, say it. Give the person the accolade. Praise the person. Thank the person. If somebody does something bad, do the same thing. Call them out on their BS. Your child is grown. Your child is now married. Why such statements? Why do you wish that he gives her such type of treatment? He should continue from where you and your husband stopped. Some people are just wicked.
Not doing anything, my younger sister. Call her, invite her, talk to her, see where her mind is, see if she's okay to do this job, be paying her. But before she goes, please give her money. My husband said, how much? I said, give her this amount of money. That was what I said. Now my husband did all that and my sister left. So I was expecting my sister to now call me and appreciate me. And thank you. Someone gave me money. She didn't, so I got angry and I called my mom. I said, why will my husband give my sister money? She'll keep it a secret. She will not tell me. I don't understand. And my mother was like, what? She did that? Don't worry, I'll caution her, blah, blah, blah. Only for my mommy to pick up the call again. I was sitting watching Man U match with my husband that day. She called and I said, put it on speaker. The first thing she said is, Angela, is Angela there? I said, I did sign. My husband said, no, Angela is not here. And she said, what is wrong between them? Mecca, this is why I don't like calling you. You don't behave like a real man. Why will you give my daughter money and tell Angela? In fact, from today, anytime you want to do something from me, don't tell her. She's a bad girl. She wants to be the only one succeeding. She does not want to be, she wants to be giving me hand me down. She wants to be feeding her siblings. She don't want everybody to succeed. Anytime you give
a person that you help and that person feels like you're giving hand me down, that person is somebody that is already wicked. Angela is not responsible for how her mother's life went. Her mother chose who she chose. I always say this, you chose who you choose to marry. If the person ended up not taking care of you, whatever, don't blame it on the children or any other person. Do not transfer stupid aggression to other people. Which one is Angela wants to give you hand me down? You chose the man you want to marry. If the person is not taking care of you, she even, after all the wickedness, she even decided to even send you some money. If it's some people, you will not see a penny falling out from their pocket will not get to your hand. You will see them helping strangers, but it will never be you. So the fact that she's calling and asking, is Angela there? Like the mom has a questionable character. Let's just call it a spade. The woman has a questionable character.
Or something, don't tell her anything you want to do for her sister, anywhere you want to see her sister, just do whatever you want to do for her or any for me. Don't tell her. And my husband was like, you're not even aware that it was the same Angela that begged me to give her sister this money. She said, you're trying to cover. It's not true. I don't believe you. Hey, God.
And this is the thing. When y'all are little and parents are behaving this way, some persons are pampered, some other persons are always beating, some other persons are the punching bags, and the bad ones are the this, are the that. Siblings will now start acting certain ways. You know, the ones that are seen as the bad, as the troublesome, as the this, as the that, the other ones that are being pampered will feel like they are the special ones. But you know one thing, when you watch such families, you will always find out that the ones that are always seen as the bad ones are the ones that will later come out being the strong ones and the ones that will now stand helping every other person. The sister is also somebody with a very bad character like the mother. There is no reason why your sister's husband will give you money and you will not call your sister and say, look, oh, your husband just gifted me. Do you understand? Thank you very much. Thank you. May God bless you people. May God bless your family. You pray for your sister. You bless your sister. You pray for the husband. You bless the husband. But the mother, instead of cautioning the sister for what the sister did wrong, instead she called back and started blaming the man and saying that he's lying, that Angela didn't do anything. The woman is a woman of questionable character. Nobody should be defending her.
And I had to still call her again and I confronted her. So if you come to start saying,
okay, so I think that's where this one
also my mother had taken.
That's where this one ended, the part 2. So I think the next thing she did, next video she did is this one that she just posted 10 hours ago. She said, I shared my traumatic childhood experience, and they have been doing this to me since then. Not like I even shared the full experience. And I think here she's talking about what's going on. And I think, Angela, nobody should silence you, and don't let anybody silence you. Continue to tell your story if it makes you feel a little bit better. So let's listen to what Angela has to say here before we would.
The amount of bullying I've gotten because I shared my story is the reason so many people will go to their grave with their childhood traumas. They cannot come out to talk because of a lot of insensitive people. You cannot invalidate my experience. My mother is alive, healthy. She's not even old. She's not up to 70. I think she should be 61 or something. My siblings are all alive. We are 6. So you cannot invalidate my experience at all. For years, you guys have dragged me.
And you know, this that she said her mother is whether 60 something. If you notice, in those days, women got married very early. We're talking 15, 16, 17, 18. They were already married, right? How old is Angela? In her 30s? I don't know. But okay, if Angela is or even less, even if she's less than, but I believe Angela is in her 30s. Even if we're saying she's in her early 30s, she says she has an elder one. So at least Angela would have a so how old, like my point is, how old was the mother when the mother got married? Most times when you look at them, they were very, very young too when they get married. They got married, but yet they want to brutalize their children that are of the same age when they got married.
On Facebook, bullied me that I don't do this for my mother, I don't do that for my family. My mother and my family, I don't this, I don't that. You are very young. You don't show up to family. Other creators are close to the family. I kept the family completely out of social media. I don't associate with them except when they come in and they need money I send to them. Sometimes I've stayed for like 2 years, no communication. I stayed for a whole year, no communication. The only person I talk to, my immediate younger brother, and our last one that I used to talk to. I stopped talking to him now for some reason. But my immediate younger brother, I've always been talking to that one. He's the closest to me, and I will never stop talking to that one. I will never stop loving that one. I will never stop doing things for that one because he's everything to me. He's the person that has always had my back. So if any of you Like, say whatever you want to say, maybe today. No child, there is no human being, a child that will come outside, set camera, and start saying lies, saying this kind of things that did not happen about her own mother that is still alive. If my mother was late now and I share this to you, people say, because your mother is not yet to defend herself, because your mother is late. My mother watched this video. My mother know that everything I explained in this video is the truth. And in fact, I've been even expecting for her to reach out because I want to talk to her, I want to have a conversation, I want to end, I want to grab love, I want to be close to her, I want to do everything to be, even if I have to buy the closeness, I will, because nobody that begin by her love. You get? I am a mother. I have 2 children. Girl.
It is shameful, just hear what, like, how desperate, and a lot of people that are going through this trauma and things like that, they have this trauma bonding thing where you can see how desperate Angela is to just have her mother talk to her, to have her mother explain why she did what she did and all of that. And she's even saying it that is not today she started buying, Angela, I just hope you can heal. And to anybody out there that you might be facing some type of challenges, or you had a childhood trauma, or you were already an adult before the traumatic experience or whatever, one thing I would say is tell yourself this, or know this if you don't know this, if you've never heard it before. Know that there are certain things that will happen to you in life that the people that cause that pain or traumatic experience and all of that will never say sorry. And even without them apologizing, even without them saying sorry, even without them acknowledging the wrong, the ill treatment they've given you, you will be all right. Tap yourself in the chest and tell yourself, call your name and tell yourself, I will be okay. Even without the sorry, even without the apology, even without the explanation. Because some humans are just wicked. Some humans are evil. And always remember that you are responsible, you are in charge, you have the key. You are sitting in the driver's seat of your life. You have control. After God is you. God is the one that can switch on and off and do whatever he wants with your life. Apart from God, you are the next person. So your happiness lies with you. No matter what anybody is doing or has done, find peace. And don't always try to go back to that person or those persons that caused you the pain to try to get an explanation. Because if it's those wicked principalities, those ones I call principalities, that will never acknowledge that they've wronged you, even though they know, they're like vampires. The more they see you miserable, the more happy they are. They are doing even more to you. So the more Angela tries to go to the mother to get an explanation, the mom is feeling like Lord of the Ring, like she's feeling like she's so in charge and in control of Angela's emotion. You do not know the joy that she feels seeing Angela doing this series and crying. Make peace with yourself.
Girls, for that matter, and I'm one person.
Find peace. And always tell yourself that I don't need that apology. Neither do I need that explanation, because you know it will never come. And the longer you focus on that waiting, you are wasting your life. Do not concentrate so much. Everything in this life is energy. Do not put so much energy towards negativity. Let it be. Everybody will get what they're putting out there in this world. Karma will come when it will come.
That believes wholly, like largely in repercussion. I'm also a very highly spiritual person. Do you get? So I told my story and I'm happy. It took me so long. You see me come. You're not close. If you have sense, you notice that I navigate more strangers. I have mates, housemates that have worked for me. They are close. I adopted them. I adopted Sikak, for example. She only lived with me for 2 years. But I trust Sikak with my own life more than I trust my own siblings, more than I trust my own sisters. I didn't talk for here and I will be today. No be today, and I be kiss so this Amanda that is living with me, and I trust her with everything. But I cannot give that 1%. And I don't trust even my own biological. Never. Not be today. I carry this, like I've never shared this deeply before, but I've always talked about the fact that I'm not close to them. We are not that close. We talk. If you see, I post. If you even watch closely, I post them online once. But it's not there. I'm just trying to patch you guys. Pushed. You were the one that pushed. Pressure. I have to just show you. Okay, see them modern day. And now you are trying to invalidate my see.
Now, this is another thing where I see a lot of content creators making this mistake where you want to, tell yourself that, oh, because my followers, they don't know you don't know them. When something serious that needs people to be there physically or whatever, support, emotional, you will not see these online people. So those of you that allow online people to control you, just like I'm creating content and somebody says, oh, we've not seen your phone. What are you going to do with it? Have I seen yours? Do you understand? Like, I show what I want to show. I tell you what I want to tell you, the story. I will say the way I want to say it, because it is my channel. And I feel like people should understand this too. On Facebook and everywhere you drop content, that people are pressurizing you to show certain part of your life or talk about certain part that you don't want to. You don't owe total strangers that. Just because somebody comments on your this and they feel like, oh, I'm part of this community. We have more important things to talk about than to talk about people's personal life. Hearing Angela saying I was pressured into, I've seen so many people telling you, they come out and they say I was pressured into making this, I was pressured into doing this. Why is social media pressuring you people? Like, I don't understand. Total strangers. Okay, now what for some of them now?
I'm not even begging you to be kind with your words. Now I have a 63-year-old woman, 63, old enough to be my mother, crying on WhatsApp about what her own mother did to her. Her mother is late now. She's still 63. She does not have a child. She did not get married. She was afraid that she would not have like her mother. Her mother puts small knife on fire. Just to punish her. Use and give her mark of face. She has a huge scar. People ask her what happened to her face. She will create a light to tell them. She will be like the kind of trauma that we have to make up stories. We have to make up stories to cover up. The day we finally decide to sit down to tell our story, you come, Angela, you're too strategic. You want to sell market. That's why you posted it. Yeah. Are you kidding me? My story or not my story, people will buy whatever I am selling. I trust my people, not be today. This grace I carry, not be today. Not be today, because I know what I carry. I would have been snuffed out long ago. I wouldn't have even survived that for no day I did. So it's not about what you're saying. I sold my 10,000 kits. I didn't even tell my life story. What are you saying? Ordinary. Like, I don't get people. If you don't want to be kind with your words, carry and be go. Like the same way we should. What of all the people in the comment section sharing their trauma?
And she's very correct. There are a lot of people that are older, they're in their 50s, they're in their 60s, 40s, 30s, just name it. And they're carrying so much trauma, so much pain inside that a lot of them are even ruining other people's lives because of the trauma that they carry. And you have parents just moving around nonchalantly, and now then go pray pass, now then go church pass, now then go light candle, now then go do all this nonsense. They scream God, or whatever they worship. But all the wickedness they've exhibited, the pain, the trauma, the lives of their children they've destroyed, they just act like they don't see it.
Stories. Did you even read? Society will shame you for seeing what happened to you. Where would I use my own mother negatively? Everything I said, hook, line, and sinker, happened. I even tried to talk. If she had given me audience, if she had tried to understand or maybe even apologize, I will not be here. I have PTSD. I still have PTSD. I have chronic anxiety disorder. I know what I'm going through. I know what is in my hands. I look for ways to cover it up. So you cannot invalidate my experience. Whether you believe me or not, I don't care. Those of you that have hated me for long years will continue to hate me. Same you that said I was not pregnant, that I pumped my stomach, that I was carrying air, that I was just carrying air. Same you You've called me liar, you've called me scammer, you've called me this, you've called me if, you've called me. Same you that said my marriage will not last more than 2 years. See my marriage with 2 children inside. Same you that said I don't have a womb, I cannot have a child. You don't know the shame. Same you, I have 2 children now. Same you that said when I was pregnant with Alina, I said I was not pregnant. That is, but look, that if you watch, I will not give birth. Same you watch that I took you to the theater. Yes, who does that? Only me. Everybody that give birth, look at how they give. Me, I carried you into the CS, into the operating room. You saw them bring out my alley and shame where you are gathered. Same you. What have you not said? What have you not said? Now, seeing you again, saying that my own story, something that I experienced. The good thing is that since I shared this story, I felt light. Because I have always been thinking that it was exclusive to me. But hearing other people talk, I had one that said that her mother took her younger sister to her husband, sat her husband down and said, "This my daughter that you are married, she's not supposed to be your wife. Marry this one and send this the other daughter of mine away." I heard things, my fire will come out. Fire will come out.
And this is what I always say, that sometimes you might be in a situation where you feel like your own story, your problem, that challenge you're facing is the worst on this planet Earth. Until you sit down, close your mouth and open your ears and listen to other people's stories, you're like, OMG, my problem is nothing compared to that of the next person. That's why I always tell people, no matter how heavy you think that thing is, do not carry it on your, it is not your load to carry. Because you see, in this world that we are all passing through, you will meet horrible people. You will meet principalities and powers in high places. You will encounter witchcraft, wickedness in high places, manipulation, like things that will shock you. And one thing I used to say to people is that the way some humans behave, even the devil is shocked at the wickedness, the level of wickedness of some humans. But you know what? This is one thing I say to people, and I say to people that are close to me, and most times people come back and say, wow. And this word is, there is nothing a human being born of a man or woman existing in this planet Earth will do that will shock me. You know why? Because humans are capable of many things and anything. So whatever you do while others are in shock, I'm looking at it as, is it not a human? Of course, it's part of, you see, this wickedness is part of some human nature. Like it is there. People, you choose to be a good person. Not that you don't know bad things to do, but that as you're choosing to be a good person in society, some people are choosing to be a nuisance. Some people are choosing to cause pain to other people. So never be shocked at the wickedness of man. When a human being exhibits wickedness, just tell yourself that it is part of it. Shake it off. The key to your happiness, the key to your joy, the key to you have it. Because if you are one of those people that people's words will get to you, people's wickedness, people manipulate and everything, you will fall sick. You will fall sick. One day you will just have heart attack. You're gone. You people are like, you will have illnesses that you will be on medication for the rest of it because of what somebody is doing. Don't ever give anybody that power over your life. Never. Do not give anybody the key to control your life. Never. Whatever anybody is doing, look at it and smile. Because you know what? We go to bed at night. What's the guarantee that you wake up the next morning? It's God, right? So God has the final say. Let those people that want to be wicked to you continue. But you know what? Do not dwell on the wickedness. Do not dwell on the negativity. Do not dwell on the manipulation. People should allow Angela to tell her story. Because a lot of people have carried this load, not knowing that they're not supposed to be carrying, and they have lived a very short and horrible life.
At all. For you. Those of you that have hated me for longest will continue to hate me. Same you that said I was not pregnant, that I pumped my stomach, that I was carrying air, that I was just carrying air. Same you. You've called me liar, you've called me scammer, you've called me this, you've called me it, you've called me. Same you that said my marriage will not last more than 2 years. See my marriage with 2 children inside. Same you that said I don't have a roof, I cannot have a child. You don't know the shame. Same you, I have 2 children now. Same you that said when I was pregnant, I said I was not pregnant. That is balloon that if you watch, I will not give birth. Same you watch that took you to the theater. CS, who does that? Everybody that give birth, look at how they give. Me, I carried you into the CS, into the operating room. You saw them bring out my arena and shame where you are gathered. Same you, what have you not said? What have you not said? Now, seeing you again, saying that my own story, something that I experienced. The good thing is that since I shared this story, I felt light. Because I have always been thinking that it was exclusive to me. But hearing other people talk, I had one that said that her mother took her younger sister to her husband, sat her husband down and said, this my daughter that you are married, she's not supposed to be your wife. Marry this one and send this my daughter, the other daughter of mine. I heard things, my fire will come out. Finally come out. I'm even thinking somebody should create a way for us to get, create a way for people to get help, people that have childhood trauma to get help. Because some parents are also transferring that same method to their children. Not me, though, God forbid. I don't care whether you believe or not, I don't care. Call me names. They'll be today. I don't need chest time. Since 2016, I don't need drag. I don't need chest time. I don't need chest time. Yes, everything I put my hand will work. Everything. Everything. Even if I didn't share the story this period, I shared it to you will still say something. You still look for something to say. So thank God I give me a hug. Mommy needs a hug. So I'm so happy. This is not a hug from yeah. Thank you. I love you. Mm-hmm. So, my darlings, continue. Who cares? Who cares? To those of you that have been showing love, to those of you that have been super amazing, to those of you that has been reaching out, God bless you. Your own no go lost. God bless you. See, I don't have friends. I don't have friends. And you've seen the story I have with my extended family. Now only this my picking, my second picking, and my husband, my family. You understand what I'm saying? So you guys are like my virtual family. You make me, you complete me. You really, really complete me. I love you all. God knows how much I love you. The ones that have been showing concern and care, I love you. Whatever you lay your hands will work. May the universe continue to favor you. May odds continue to be in your favor. I love you so much. Like now, I'm emotional.
Okay, so that's Angela rounding up her story, and one of her daughter walked into the room, and she said, "Give me a hug," and all of that. She was talking to her child, and I also love the fact that Angela is actually putting it out there that somebody should actually create a platform where people can actually share their stories and things like that. And I feel like, yeah, a lot of times things like this are suppressed. When people talk about it, there is always this thing of, oh, don't talk about it. Oh, don't share. Oh, don't share. Do you think if it's a false narrative, just as she said, she will come and put the story out there when her parents is still alive? Kemi Olunloyo also did the same thing. Kemi told her story, I think before her father even died, and people judged Kemi. People judged Kemi for her, that she wants to ruin her family. Why is it that it's the victim that has to be blamed for ruining when the parents or the family members were doing what they were doing? You didn't think that they were ruining their family. They could have unalived their own child. Why bring a child into the world if you're going to unalive the child anyways? Just think about it. Anyway, we've been here for an hour. I wanted us to round up everything that Angela has said. I don't know if she's going to continue, but from what I see, this particular video she did, which is supposed to be like the part 3, it looks like she's rounding it up. And I also believe that some persons would have been telling her to stop talking, but I think she has said enough already. And this is good because a lot of people out there don't share their story because of fear of what people are going to say. And truly, I think at this point, there should be platforms where when people want to share stories like this, it should be made available for people to just go out there and share their story. And if you're one of those that you feel like you have a story to share your story. If you do not have the platform, I believe there are people out there that you can reach out to that would be able to, help you put the story out there and find your healing. And I hope Angela will find a way to heal. And I hope Angela at this point realizes that her mother will never do that which she wants, because for her mother to be like she bowing down to her child, she will never do that. You know, some parents are just so twisted in their mind. Some parents are just narcissistic, psychopath, name it, sociopath, name it. They have real mental illnesses that has not been diagnosed, and just because it has not been diagnosed does not mean they don't have it. Anyways, I'll see you all on the next one. I hope we'll be able to find time to come in. With the summer seasons are more busy, so we drop less live streams. But God willing, fall season is slowly creeping in, right? August is almost coming to an end, so fall is creeping in. School starts very soon, so I hope we're gonna have more time to come in and just run stories. Just as we used to do. Thank you all so very much, and I'll see you all on the next one. God bless you all. Bye for now.